beautiful day here at the Glass Academy. It is 2 days after our Tuesday Gathering Point show, where we went live from 6 to 8 o'clock for our 223rd show. It's kind of ridiculous.
223.
223. You got Matt on the camera. He's got a microphone in case he's got something to interject in this show here.
Interjections.
Exactly. And we got the rest of the show right here. We made 3 pieces. One of them didn't make it on the show. It was a treacherous, not cool situation, but that's how it goes, and that's the Goblet show for you. 3 of them did make it, and here are our sweet barrel-type shot glass, super cool, brand new designers that we portrayed on Tuesday's show. There's a few left of them. They're on the website. You can see what's available on there as well. I won't go into too much detail about those other than they don't include that Detroit City Distilling bottle of rye whiskey, but they are pretty radical, pretty darn cool, really cool optic mold. We probably should have used it on the Goblet show and made like a goblet or a tasting glass out of one of these, but our brains can only work so fast, so we made other things. But it was a really sweet show. It was a really, really good time. We got some really crazy pieces, a simpler and beautifully classic one bubble footer sweet piece as well. And then we have here some nice foliage, which is not for sale, but this is Michelle's propagation station. And if you look really close, actually, you can see all the amazing and I wonder, I don't know, tell me how good the focus is looking, Matt. Can you see all those little tentacles?
You sure can.
I mean, geez.
Tendrils even.
Tendrils. They're cool. They're coated in like a nice mossy little goo, too, over each of those plants. This morning, I actually spent a good hour out in the garden, cut the lawn, and then had like half an hour, but worked for an hour on my garden area, which hadn't been planted. And I planted like 10 different plants in a rose bush, raked it all, scraped it, watered it, and it was really satisfying. So it's a beautiful thing, pulling some bush or something out of a pot that it's been growing in and smacking the dirt around a little bit and working those roots real nice, and then giving it some fresh action, giving it some fresh dirt, some fresh water. The plants just love it, and it's super cool and rewarding and satisfying to see. So if you love plants, then you're a good person.
That's the business.
Yeah. But let's get into it, guys. We got some beautiful pieces to show off. Chris went with the warmer-upper. Now the heart, actually, I'm going to run over there and get it real quick.
Right. So in the beginning of the show,
I'm pulling it out of the recycle bucket.
Jake casted up a nice heart, and this is the result.
Now I'll show you guys the reason it was in the recycle bucket right here. Tell me if that angle works, Matt. Oh yeah.
Crackage.
Crackage, that's right. Any guesses as to why there's 2 cracks? There's one up top here and one here. It was cast into the mold like this at the very beginning of the show. It sat in the mold for maybe 2 minutes. And there's one right answer to why there's 2 cracks in the bottom of this. Well, 2, but the real reason, the way we could have avoided the crack, is the answer I'm looking for. And I'll leave it right here, and we'll get to that at the end of the show. If you guessed it, give yourself a pat on the back. But the colors turned out beautiful. Looks really good on the white like that. And we love these cast hearts on the website for this exact reason. You got paw prints, and you got regular hearts in the whole rainbow of colors. You can lay them on their side like that. When you put that in your windowsill, it's out of control. The light flashing everywhere, stained glass special, colors flying around the room. It's out of control. But so that was the warmer-upper, a little bit of treachery there. Then Chris jumped right into the actual warmer-upper, which is this ridiculously perfect glass. Perfectly symmetrical. This was all one bubble. The beauty is, for such a large bubble, I can just tell by the shape and the size and how much it's been blown out. This specific mold takes just barely enough. You got to be pretty good, and you got to know what you're doing to blow this out into the size of a mug. And this is about the length, the height of a mug. This isn't blown out, so it would be an even thinner piece. But the mold is our favorite 12-point mold, but it's honestly probably 20%, 15% too small. If it was a little bit bigger, it would be the ultimate mold. But Chris really stretched the mold. I know this mold, and the fact that he got a beautiful bubble up here and this solid piece, and then the footing area here, the Evolio, is pretty incredible off of one piece. Then he put on a ridiculously nice foot. That was Matt's first bit of the night he brought over. It was hot and it was juicy. And Chris decided, instead of doing the over the top, drip it on there and cut it off so there's a molten glob right on top, he went for the pipes right here sideways. Matt brought it over and they swirled it onto the bottom. That's a really cool move. It keeps a lot more heat. You're not using the diamond shears and cutting and having a cold pool mark on there. You're just swirling it off like an Evolio so that it actually is just 100% hot and juicy. The issue is it's really hard to get it perfectly symmetrical when you're just swirling it off. The assistant's got to bring it over the right temperature, the right shape, the right angle that you're holding the pipe at for an Evolio like that. And then Chris has to work really good to get it straightened up and line it up. But just look at what went down. Sheesh. It's literally perfect. So that's just pretty darn nice. It's super cool. That one I believe sold. I didn't get the invoice number or who actually bought it. So whoever you are out there, congratulations on a beautiful Perps warmer upper. Then we went on to my piece. I can't show it off because it was in the hole and on the floor and turned into a sculptural glob. So we'll just move past that. If you didn't want to, or if you didn't watch the show, you may want to go back and watch that. It was pretty cool. It was turning out really different, really wild, kind of like both of these, but just didn't make it. It was too radical. Chris then went on and went for something radical as well, and he went for something really beautiful. A couple of his favorite colors. I think his third favorite color has got to be the emerald green, but beautiful jewel tone situation. This could be a wine or more of like a champagne flute with a lot of handle action, and that's just intense work right there. Got to work quick, you got to work precise. My favorite move, I told you during the show, was this. He's walking the dog down, pinch, 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 and then he stretches it across, touches it, pinches it, pushes it from the inside, pinches it, and then comes down for another pinch and then a cut. It's a pretty radical move to get all those done in a row, and he did it. It's pretty cool. That's what it's all about, the Goblet Show. Signed 223. I may have heard this one sold as well, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember on the show. But if not, this will be for sale on the Gathering Point page, and you can take a gander at it right now. Then this was the Super Collabo special with the whole team of the evening. Really, really a lot going on here and some cool stuff in every aspect of it. Starting at the top, Matt made a beautiful proportioned wine glass top. He got 3 swirls of gold brown in there, and you see, Matt, looking at this after the fact, how light the gold brown still is. Usually gold brown, if we use size 1 or size 2, it'll look pretty tasty, but it kind of burns out quick. So you got to go, even though it's like top 5 most expensive colors, you got to go kind of heavy with it to make sure it shows up and it's worth its weight. But that turned out beautiful. Matt blew out that bubble, shaped it up, handed it to Chris. Chris put on this really cool Evolio, which I want to do more of now that I've seen it. The bottom portion's kind of stuck into this next piece, but this, instead of just leaving it flat and having a nice angle to it, pinched up about 7 different little spots that made it look kind of like a splatter on the bottom of the glass, which is pretty darn cool. Then he went down here, and I don't know where this came from in his brain, obviously somewhere, but what the thought process was behind it, I don't know. But it's pretty cool and pretty different and sculptural and conceptual, and I'll let you guys do a little bit of work on that. It kind of screams like spine to me, or something like coral reefy, something that could be like a fish kind of underwater sea type thing, maybe. But that's that. We got the stamp right on the back. Another beautiful Evolio for not having them be equal. It's a lot more difficult working with something off center like that. He pinched it on both sides, made the Evolio, and then I got to put on the foot. And this is a foot I've never done before. Pretty darn happy with it. I have a lot of different ideas. I was thinking after the fact, before actually, I didn't want to get too crazy, was to put a little bit of white on the tip of the bit so that when we drop it on top like this, you've got white. It would be on the back end of the bit. So you cut it off, it'd be blue down here, and then it would fade to white. And if I took these and curled them around even more it would almost look like it was some kind of like geyser coming out of the ground with white foam, and it was shooting something up into the air, or vice versa, something splashing in the ground and having like a water droplet scenario going on. But pretty cool, and the fact that it sits perfectly straight with being such a sculptural foot and sculptural piece is pretty darn awesome. And that one's not even for sale, folks. That one's a giveaway. We're giving that away for free. You know the deal with the Gathering Point. Every week, 223 shows plus bonus shows later, we've given away a piece, and they range from something that would probably be, I don't know, 180 to 220 in price value if we had put that up on the show. I'm not sure what Chris put his up at, probably in that similar ballpark. But that piece is going to be given away. If you're not local, you pay for shipping, but you enter, so you erase the board, but you enter that giveaway by sending an email to enews@glassacademy.com. You've got all week until next show. There was a question which was, what's the newest something or other in your house? You got to watch the show to find out, or in your town. But check that out. Send us an email. We do 2 giveaways every single week. If you're not a part of our eNews mailing list, you want to be, because we give away free stuff all the time. Too much free stuff in my opinion, but that's the way it goes. And that's the way it goes. August 10th is a really tremendous date you want to put on your calendar. It'll be something like 5 p.m. to 1 in the morning. We're going to have a pretty hardcore crowdfunding bar exclusive event that we're going to really bring together a lot of people, fill the space in the gallery here, and have something hardcore go on. So if you guys are big supporters of us, we'll be doing an online portion of that, and make sure that you guys have your taste of the event and your opportunity to donate and support us in what we're doing. But if you have an opportunity to come down and book a hotel or stay with a family member, or bring some family down with you to show them the studio, show them what you're involved in online, that's a great opportunity and a really great time to do something like that. We'll get you more details each week. Chris and I are having a meeting after this meeting right now, after our all-staff meeting after this meeting to talk about that. So,
Meetings.
we'll give you the details there. I almost just swung this thing off my head. But that's it. Customer appreciation was amazing on Sunday. Really appreciate the VIPs out there, the folks, the patrons of the Glass Academy that spend $4.99 a month for our YouTube subscription membership. You get your personalized little badge on there. You pick out a slug or a snail or something cool. And there's a bunch of other perks, including the brand new product we come out with, our VIP shows that we have, VIP videos, and as we mentioned, Bess is out of town this week, but when she comes back, she's getting on the horn to become the VIP, I forget the word, liaison. So she'll be talking with you guys and communicating with you and keeping you up to date on what's coming down the pipeline. We love you all. Love everybody. Support us. Send some likes, send some hearts, some thumbs up. Share the video to your feed. It's even better if you just send it to a couple of your friends. That helps the algorithm. Copy the link, paste it, text it, just say, hey, this is a pretty cool video. Maybe you want to check this one out. It's a really cool thing. Next week, next Tuesday, we got a great experimental show coming up Sunday, something hardcore. And then next Tuesday, Michelle and Chris are out of town, and so is Bess. So it's going to be the whole Hot Shop crew. Matt doesn't even know this yet, but it's going to be me, Matt, Oliver, and Joey doing the show on Tuesday. And you guys have seen Joey and I handle a show before with all 4 of us. I don't know what's going to happen, but we got a little bit of a plan, and it's going to be pretty hardcore. So tune in with us on that time. We really appreciate you all. Love what you all do. Love what we do. We're happy to be blowing glass. Happy to be making these renovations in the back. We're almost done with the gallery side of painting the roof, and we're going to get back to that here after this all-staff meeting. And so, cheers to you guys. Have a beautiful week. Catch you on Sunday for the experimental show.